everyone, welcome to this explainer. Today, we are absolutely zeroing in on a modern digital sickness. Look, if you've ever wrapped up your day feeling completely physically drained, even though you literally just sat in a chair for 10 straight hours, you are in the exact right place. We're going to diagnose exactly how the modern world has kind of turned our own biology against us. But don't worry, we're not just complaining today. We are going to lay out a concrete, step-by-step strategy to help you reclaim your focus, your time, and honestly, your life.
I want you to picture someone for a second. Let's call him Amit. He's a 26-year-old IT professional in Gurgaon. It's 9 p.m., and he has been glued to that exact same office chair since 9 a.m. His eyes are painfully locked onto an Excel sheet, but his thumb is just compulsively, endlessly scrolling through some travel blogger's feed on his phone. It's such an exhausting contradiction, right? He's physically trapped in this relentless corporate grind, but mentally, he's desperately trying to escape through a tiny glowing piece of glass. What Amit is feeling right now has a name. It's called murda shanti. Basically, it translates to this strange numbness or a dead silence, right in the center of where your dreams used to be. You might just brush it off and think, oh, I'm just tired, or I'm a bit burned out. But the reality is way more clinical than that. This isn't just your everyday run-of-the-mill exhaustion. This is the visceral, #1 symptom of being caught in what we call a digital brain trap.
Section 1. Inside the digital cage. So how does this trap actually work? Well, it's built on 3 distinct layers: the dopamine hijack, the FOMO EMI cycle, and finally, the loss of flow. Section 2. The dopamine hijack. Okay, let's dive into this very first psychological layer, keeping us paralyzed. Think about that person you always see on the metro, furiously swiping away at Candy Crush every single morning, right? They aren't doing it because it's some deeply fulfilling pursuit. They're doing it because their brain is desperately craving a variable reward. Look, our ancient survival instincts are literally being exploited by thousands of incredibly smart engineers who have one goal: to keep us staring at a screen. It's truly us versus the machine. And while we're completely mesmerized by that glass, our real-world ability to enter a natural, satisfying flow state just completely fades away. There's a quote from the source material that really hits the nail on the head here. It says, "We've been taught to be obedient employees and proudly announce promotions on LinkedIn, but not how to handle this digital noise." It just perfectly highlights our conditioning, doesn't it? We've been prepped our whole lives to climb the corporate ladder, but we completely lack the psychological armor needed to survive the draining, constant hum of the modern digital workplace. Section 3. The FOMO EMI cycle. And this brilliantly illustrates exactly how the trap rapidly tightens around us. It's a vicious cycle. Step 1. We see people taking these lavish foreign trips or buying expensive cars online. Step 2. Boom, we feel an intense fear of missing out. Massive FOMO. Step 3. To keep up with these carefully curated, perfect images, we start taking on EMIs for fancy gadgets and lifestyle upgrades. And finally, step 4. Because of all that mounting debt, we become completely trapped in a toxic job just to pay for a lifestyle we don't even have the time to enjoy. It effectively builds what we can call a gold-plated cage. It's a systemic trap, guys. Every single like on social media reinforces this endless loop of consumption, which then forces you to work 70 hours a week just to maintain a life that's entirely subsidized by debt. You literally can't afford to walk away from a toxic work environment because the very things you bought to make yourself feel better are now acting as the heavy bars of yourself. It's wild. Section 4. The flow state antidote. All right, let's switch gears and get to the good stuff. The great news here is that we absolutely can break the lock on this digital cage. And no, the solution isn't to dramatically chuck your smartphone into a river and run off to the mountains. We have an actual, scientifically backed, structured exit strategy. Step 1, find your flow. Step 2, apply the 20-hour rule. And Step 3, upskill for the future. Let's break these down. Step 1, find your flow. Now, flow is that biological state where you get so deeply, completely absorbed in a task that you totally lose track of time. It could be wood carving, baking bread, or even coding. The key takeaway here is that finding this state is not some weekend luxury. It is a strict biological necessity. Your brain literally needs this deep engagement to drop your stress levels and recover from that digital numbness we diagnosed earlier. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the secret to unlocking this state. And it comes down to one shockingly low number: 20. You see, most people never start a new hobby or try to find their flow because they wrongly assume it's going to take years of grueling practice to get any good at it. But the data tells a completely different story. Research shows it only takes about 20 hours of focused practice to get reasonably good at a brand new skill. Think about how incredibly fast that is. That is literally just 45 minutes a day for one single month. So whether you want to try photography, custom shoe painting, or learning a new language, the barrier to entry is just so incredibly low. Those 20 hours, that's your realistic, highly actionable exit plan from the trap.
Section 5, escaping through upskilling.
The world is changing at breakneck speed, right? Old school jobs are basically acting like a digital leash right now, and they carry a massive risk of automation. On the flip side, we now have AI tools that can do in mere minutes what used to take us hours of tedious manual research. You just cannot afford to be left behind here. You need to use this technology as a tool to gain your freedom, rather than letting it be the leash that keeps you endlessly scrolling. And this matters on a massive macro scale. Just look at India's workforce dilemma. We have the youngest workforce in the entire world. But if this incredible generation stays trapped in the exact same 10 to 15 supposedly safe career paths, churning through 70-hour weeks in those gold-plated cages, true innovation is just going to die. We have to change this trajectory, and we have to do it right now. The ultimate goal lying on the very other side of this digital cage is finding your Ikigai. If you haven't heard of it, it's this beautiful intersection between what you truly love doing and what the world actually needs from you. When you find this sweet spot, that murda shanti numbness completely disappears. Your work actually starts fueling your energy rather than draining it. To help you start looking for that Ikigai, the source material includes a fantastic free 100 careers guide. I highly recommend using this to kick off your own 30-day exploration. It's a super actionable first step to map out what your life outside the cage could actually look like. You'll find the link for that right down in the description. And for those of you who are ready to dive in and master the AI tools of the future right now, there is an AI masterclass happening this Sunday at 7 p.m. It's an amazing opportunity to actively upskill and finally take control of the technology before it controls you. So the crucial point is this. It all comes full circle back to making a conscious choice. Remember Amit from the beginning of our explainer? When the clock hits 9 p.m. tonight, who are you going to be? Are you going to be the person mindlessly staring at a screen, trapped in that exhausting cycle of variable rewards and digital numbness? Or are you going to be the person who reclaims that time to build something that is truly yours? The power is absolutely in your hands, but it requires you to take action. So I want to leave you with one final question today. What is one digital habit you are going to delete today to reclaim your time? Think about it, make a commitment, and let me know down in the comments. Take